I think my Schlaraffenland is maybe somewhere in Europe, somewhere in Northern Europe, but quite warm. So it has the sort of big cars and the sort of order and clean painted houses of Northern Europe, but is warm and has vivid colours like in Southern Europe. And but it probably also has maybe pretty clouds, and it's not always hot. I mean, it has weather, rain and the occasional sort of thunderstorm, but all of these things are kind of dramatic and beautiful and good and exciting. And it's a very clean place, very orderly, lots of cushions and lots of soft things and lots of colourful fabrics and pretty trees and breezes, and it has perhaps, maybe something alpine about it, very pretty little wooden balconies, and I guess it's also very, people are content, and there are lots of, I think of sweet foods when I think of a Schlaraffenland. So there are lots of cakes and chocolates everywhere for you just to, eat when you want. It probably smells quite nice. It has that sort of heavy smell of incense and sugar. and I think if I ever found my Schlaraffenland, well, I think the first thing is I'd probably, my body would change. I'd eat so much and wouldn't move, because you wouldn't need to move, because you could just lie on these fantastic sort of chaises longues and, look at wonderful views and, have things brought to you. So, yeah, I'd probably lose all my muscles, you just become this sort of slightly flabby body, but then everyone else would be like that as well, so you could all lie there on your chaises longues and it would be a bit like ancient Rome, and you'd all be lying there. And I think I'd probably get quite lazy. Well, I definitely would be lazy. There'd be no need to really kind of go anywhere. Where would you go? Everything's there for you. And I think I might get bored, actually. I always think I'd get bored in heaven, but I think I'd get bored in my Schlaraffenland as well. And that because everyone is because everyone is lying around and everyone is eating a lot and everyone is kind of just very calm and relaxed, no one really has interesting discussions, or there's nothing to, there's no problems to discuss, or there's no social conflict, or nothing even to worry about, like worrying about the fact that someone has a bigger car or has a better handbag, because you all have the same, it all grows on trees or whatever. So I think I'd be bored eventually, maybe not at first. And I think also people would, well, I don't know, it's hard to say that the Schlaraffenland would eventually fall apart, because all the people that sort of support it and that produce the silver coins to give out to you and kind of fabricate the cushions, that they not, well, what I mean is, if everyone is just lying around, then eventually somehow these resources would dry up. Eventually, maybe. And I don't know, there might be, I'm just trying to think whether there'd be children, because if everyone's just lying around and focused entirely on just satisfying themselves, would anyone actually fall in love with each other? Probably not, because they're just thinking about, I want that, and yeah. So I think the Schlaraffenland is actually, there's something quite terrifying about it as well, because of what it'll do to your body and your mind and society and your friends, and eventually what kind of social life you'll have.